through here. I'm sure you guys by now have seen postings that I have put out about Tony Terry and his wife targeting singer Vesta Williams and to unalive her. I want you guys to know that everything I'm speaking is true. I would never slander or put out lies about people that is not true. That's not who I am. I don't have that type of time. I'm a straight out type of person, and I do not play games. I want you guys to know that it is the truth. Let me say this. I won't go into the full story because I have a lot of it already out there, but I hired Tony Terry in 2008 to perform at my grand opening of my jazz club. And I did book him for additional dates even after that, because the day I met him, he was practicing at a local venue the day I went in there after leaving a spa to have a glass of wine. I heard Tony in there performing, practicing for his gig that night. And I was really shocked because I had a jazz club under construction at the time, and I was like a month away from opening. And even though I had booked Aaron Neville's and his brothers to perform, I knew Aaron brother Charles Neville's, I ended up canceling that and booking Tony because I was just so impressed with hearing him live. And I was never a Tony Terry fan, so I really never listened to his music until really that day. And I was just like, wow, I really was missing out. So I hired this dude to perform at my grand opening of my venue. And that night, that day, I flew him from, him and his wife came with him. I flew both of them from Atlanta, Georgia to Vegas for him to perform. And that day he called me. He was very upset. He said, I need the credit card you booked our flight on because I need to make some arrangements with the airline ticket. And I was like, well, I can make the arrangement because it's my American Express card and I need to call them and do that. He said, well, it's for my wife. I want to send her back to Atlanta. I'm very upset right now and this and that. And I was concerned because, this man was the headliner of my grand opening of my jazz club that I spent almost, $700,000 on starting. So, I didn't want him to be in a place where, he's in a chaos situation. So I was like, well, okay, here's the card. You call and make, the arrangement. So later on that night, he walked in the venue with her. And I was shocked. I'm like, well, man, did you just call me earlier today? I said, well, whatever. It wasn't my business. So he get up there, he started performing and stuff. And then he gets off the stage. And by the time he got off the stage from the first set, my friend Vesta Williams had made it there. Vesta made it there. We was talking, hugging. I was so glad to see her. She had lost all of this weight. She was so beautiful, you guys. I loved Vesta so much. And so anyway, I was busy. I had to run around, help other stuff. So much was going on. It was like 300 people that came to the grand opening. So I was busy that night. So I said, Vesta, all the singers are sitting over there. Cheryl Pepsi Riley, CeCe Peniston, some other artists. Who else? I forgot the guy name. I really hate I forgot his name. But anyway, Vesta went over there to where they were sitting to say hi to them and good to see them and all of that. And LaRonda Dyson Terry was like, oh, good to see you, Vesta. Vesta said she said a few words and then they let her have it. LaRonda, Vesta, who invited you to Regina's grand opening? And she looking at them like, Regina is my friend. You know what I mean? She is my friend. The only reason why Vesta wasn't performing that night because she had a gig earlier that day. So she got to my grand opening late. You understand? So because she couldn't be there earlier because she had her own gig. That is the only reason why she wasn't one of the performers that night. So anyway, so she went over there. LaRonda, being the ring leader, started talking about me. All these other people joined in talking about me. Tony joined in laughing. And I gave this man a $15,000 deposit. Okay. And I didn't know him from Adam. I only booked him because I was impressed with his talent. And he sent his hoodoo, black magic, low vibrational self over there with them and talked about a woman who had his back financially. You understand? So I was just, I was blown away when Vesta called me the next day. Vesta was so devastated that they was over there talking about me at my grand opening. She knew how much money I had invested, and the audacity to try to get her to interact with saying something so they can hold something against her. So the next morning around 6 a.m., Vesta flight was at 7 to head back to LA because I booked her in the best hotel in Las Vegas. So she called me at 6 a.m. So I was like, I saw her number. I was like shocked. I was like, let me answer the phone because it's Vesta. And I answered the phone, her voice trembling. She said, Regina, I need you to hear me. I'm sorry to call you early in the morning. I need you to hear me. And she started telling me all this stuff. They were saying she must be a drug dealer and, who is she, who she thinks she is. She got this club, this, and I remember this club. And Tony said, she known for selling drugs and Vesta was blown away. She was trembling in her voice. She said, get rid of these people, Regina. She said, I'm telling you. I said, Vesta, I already booked Tony for other gigs. She said, I don't care. These people over there talking about you like that, Cheryl Pepsi, all of these people, you need to get rid of them. So she told me all the stuff they said. So when I got off the phone with her, I called him. And I got rid of Cheryl Pepsi Riley. I let her keep the deposit. I didn't tell her why or anything. I let her go. I didn't talk to CC Peniston anymore. I didn't talk about none of those people anymore. I did, however, keep Tony because I had paid so much money up front. He was so broke, you guys. He needed money. He had me to pay all of that money up front for all of his dates and everything. And I understood, he wanted to make sure that, that his dates was fulfilled. So that's why I did it. You know what I mean? But I had no idea the man was going to sit in there and talk about me when he don't even know me. You know what I mean? So I end up keeping him. Big mistake, because I should have followed what Vesta told me to do. She was so right. Vesta, I pray that your soul rest in peace. I love you and I miss you because you were so right. Not listening to you cost me a lot of pain, cost me a lot of hurt, loved ones lost, you lost now. But to make a long story short, LaRonda Terry was livid that Vesta Williams had told me that they was over there talking about me and what they had said. She immediately had them practitioners in Haiti and Africa to start targeting that woman's heart, doing black magic and spell work on her finances, on her gigs, on her health, on her heart. 2 years later, Vesta was dead. And I was surprised about it. And they said, oh, she OD'd at the hotel. Hotel Vesta has a home. She had a home. So apparently, from what people that was closer to her than even me said, she was having financial problems. I should have looked into it then, but I was going through a lot of stuff myself because they was attacking me too without my knowledge. So eventually, I did look into it because they announced that Vesta died not from the medication that she was taking, but from heart problems. So I went and had some people look into it. Let's just say that. I'm intuitive, and I also got people just as intuitive as I am. You understand? Psychic investigators, mediums to see what went on behind the scene, okay? And LaRonda Terry and Tony Terry finance those practitioners to take Vesta Williams' life, as well as a lot of family members of mine, as well as many attempts on my life. And I pray to God that one day justice is delivered and these people spend the rest of their life in prison. I'm Regina LaRue, and this is my story and my truth.